and then kill studio mode. So your face is actually there and not like all over the place. So yeah, there we go. Makes I didn't lock the screen capture. And now you're frozen.
Yeah, I
There
don't know
you're
how
back. Yep.
Brett does it.
I don't. He does this like now for a living. It's like his living now. He does everything. So I don't
Yeah,
know. So
he's built different.
are you
Yeah, you keep
official?
like freezing and then like rushing
Yeah, it's just
to
it's something.
catch back up.
Yeah. Are you official UK versus now, or is it more of just like a
Um,
test run for you?
I think I'm official now.
Okay. Okay.
Because when he told me that Richard was stepping down,
Mhm.
he was like, "Yeah, so need to find someone else who's free on Sundays." I'm like, "Well, is this an invitation or do you want recommendations? What's up?" So he's like, "I mean,
Yeah.
if you're free," I'm like, "Yeah, I'll bop around until you find someone to replace him."
Yeah.
And I don't think he's looking for someone to replace him, so I'm just there.
Yeah. So you're just
So
going to be the guy now. So that's
yeah,
cool.
I'm the American. It was real funny 2 weeks ago when we had Connor from the Daubers on there. I was just the only American. They were razzing me for being an American. I was like, that's fine.
I mean, I mean, it's what we would do, right? If we had like a UK person on a show or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's just the way it goes. So, but
Yeah, it's fine. I can take my licks just good. So.
yeah. I mean, like be a good sport about it, and it's not malicious or anything. So as long as it's
Oh,
not
no, they were
malicious, it's
they were
fine.
cool.
Yeah.
I was meaner to me than they were.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah, gotcha.
yeah, I was like that's just how I was raised. That's how my whole like extended family is. The more they pick on you, the more they love you.
The
Yeah, that's
self-deprecating
fine.
humor and all that stuff. I
Oh
get
yeah.
it. Yeah. So, for people in chat, I got Cameron, or as you may know him as UVS Hermit. I guess freshly minted of UK versus now on Sundays. So, yeah. So I asked him to be on.
Apparently.
It's been a long time coming for this to. I guess every guest is a long time coming at this point because it's just I don't know. But this may be my last one for a couple weeks. I'm gonna take a break because I got vacation. I'm out of town next week, so and then may take another week off after that. So we'll see what happens, how things go. So, but
Fun time.
yeah, like so how's your week been in Universus been? I guess we can start off like that before we get into anything else.
Into the official Take 10.
Yeah.
Last week was pretty good. I've been trying to help my my two locals who are going with me to Louisville,
Okay.
helping them practice and get ready. Neither of them know what they're playing. Like, as opposed to me, he's been playing since since the beginning of the year. I was like, I know I'm playing Jamie, so
Oh.
that's what I've been working on.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other two are like, yeah, we don't really know. I'm like, you play Godzilla, you play Smiling Titan, go.
Yeah.
Play what you know.
Yeah. I think that if you're going into a big event and you're not that certain on what you're going to be playing, it's more of a just play what you know and what feels comfortable, right? Like that's why I played Toga 3 most of all. I think it was last year. I played Toga most of last year because I just knew I was playing her, so and I was comfortable and she was fun and
Yeah,
I enjoyed the play pattern.
Yeah, my local Olin actually got top 32 at nationals with Godzilla.
Okay.
So I was like, just play Godzilla, man. Play what you know.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that character, man, not cool, dude. That guy could do some ugly things. I mean, like, if you think about it, though, if you go to, like, a big event or whatnot, and your deck doesn't do ugly things, and then why you playing it, right? Like, you go to these events to win, so you want to play the non-fun, the non-game type stuff, right? Or the stuff that can have, like, the non-game factor. And Godzilla is one of the kings at that, right? You rip City Rampage in 4 attacks, and you kill your opponent on turn 2,
Yeah, it was just like Rampage into Knockdown Blow into Colossus Titan attacks into Walk the Dog. You're good.
it is a knockdown blow Godzilla. Okay.
That's what I'm pushing him towards, because I took that as like an experiment to our locals. I was like, I've got 2 knockdown blows and 1 Colossus Titan attacks and like 2 or 3 of the Armored Titan Rush.
Yeah.
Like, let me see if this is a thing. And I went unchecked and unchallenged.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't drop a single game. I'm like, oh, this is actually a thing. Okay, this will be cool.
Mhm.
So I told him, I was like, hey, just do this play pattern. He goes, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
And you are a terrible human being.
Yeah. Like, the only thing that I would say is, like, he can't push super early with that deck, right? Like,
No, but it'll teach him some patience.
true. Hey, Jace.
He's learned to play patience and play a little bit defensively. His whole idea is his health. He has 34 health. That's his defense.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Godzillas just use that as their defense. Like, they might block once and then be like, can you do 34 in a turn? I know Jace has been playing a Godzilla on Friday nights on Crash Course and locally, and he's very, very high on the deck, and the deck just does unfun things. And I mean, fun things for him, but unfun things for his rivals if the deck draws the nuts, right? Or even draws like a semblance of an attack turn. So government mandated singular block. Yes, sir. Yep, that is correct. Yeah. Unlike me, I've been playing Rodon the last few weeks, so I block a lot, and I'm not gonna.
The exact opposite.
It is. It's completely the exact opposite. I just like playing defense, man. That's just my thing.
Me too. I'm a control player at heart.
Yeah.
I love controlling the flow of the game. I played Elder Toguro for the longest time.
Yeah. Like, but like being a control player in this like economy is like really bad, right? Like it's super like you're on pins and needles, and if you make the wrong choice,
it's a bit of a struggle.
It's a struggle, right? Like I'm not playing, like, if I'm going to play a 7-hander, I want defense on face. And I know that's like a faux pas or whatever, because, you know, like, you don't need to have defense on your face, but it certainly does help because the offenses are so potent right now, right?
Yeah, that's kind of like what I've been working on with Jamie. I've had, I think, 5 different builds now. And I'm like, okay, I want my attacks, my character, and maybe an action to focus on the offense. All my foundations defense, and just play a very defensive control-y game until I can pivot around and
until you have your
knock your head off.
Until you have your +4/+4, and then you kill people. Yeah.
I have never got to +4/+4.
Oh,
the max has always been +3/+3, and I've always strung out with City Rampage and won.
Oh,
so.
You're a City Rampage Jamie deck, huh?
I'm going City Rampage into Aerial Reinforcement, so I get +1/+1, +1/+1, and then my character, and then just go off from there.
Gotcha. Okay. That's interesting.
It can be pretty brutal when I don't check 6 attacks in a row.
True. I think
I found that it works really well.
I think that's like the case in point, right? Like this format is so volatile to the point where it's like you don't want to, like, you start checking threes, your turns, like a lot of people try to go in early enough to where if they start checking threes, they just like have to stop their turn completely, right? Like I have had some issues at locals where I like poke, right? And then like I start building, and then I'm just checking attacks as I'm building. And that's a death sentence in this format, right? Like if you don't check 5s while or better than a 3, I should say, because there are 4 check decks and 6 checks and whatever. But if you don't check better than a 3, you're probably dying on your rival's turn 3, just because if like, well, I played 4 foundations, but I had to commit half my board or my board to build those 4 foundations. Why did I play them in the first place? Like I would have been better off holding them and just feinting that I had more attacks in hand. And that's, I don't know. I know it's the game and it's the variance in the game, you know? So, and it's just, yeah, that's true. Dead enemies don't deal damage. That's true.
It's kind of a struggle.
Especially with 7-handers, right? Like, you just have to realize that, yeah, like you're probably just going to die on turn 2 at least once a tournament.
Yeah, that's why I usually like to build, like, the first 2 turns in a row. My locals give me shit. They're like, you just build for the first 2 turns. I'm like, yeah, and then I beat you. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
It's how I design my decks. But as someone like Jamie, you want to at least poke. At least throw 1 attack so you can get those drink counters going. And that's been a bit of a learning experience for me, of learning when I can go in and poke and when I can't. And even I can learn, so that's good.
Well, speaking of that, like, speaking of learning, like, you are... Like, I wanted you on because you are one of the premier newer player content creators, right? Like, you have, like, your entire course and all that. And I kind of wanted to pick your brain a bit about why did you angle your content towards newer players other than just like me or a Tam's kind of like everybody, right? He goes up and down the
Yeah.
gamut. Like me, I'm more to mid range, to mid level, to high level. Even though I'm not, I don't really have the finishes as a high level player, but whatever. I try to gear myself towards that crowd. So, but you are known as a newer player, friendly content creator. So, what was that like mindset going into that?
Uh, well, someone had told me I'd been needed to get into content creation for a while, and every time they saw me, wouldn't let up about it. So I finally decided to take a look at what was being offered, and I saw like you and Let's Talk UVS. A lot of people focusing on like more higher end, you know, content for people who already knew the game. Tam obviously had a lot of newer player content, but then a lot of his like deck building stuff was helping people who are already members of his channel.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, there's not a lot of stuff directly focused at brand new players.
Sure.
And then they released a few like how to play videos, like little mini tutorials, but they were like half an hour to an hour long. And I'm like, if I'm a new player, I don't want to watch an hour-long video. I want to take it step by step and figure it out as I go. And that's what gave me the Hermit School of Universus idea, which I actually debuted in the live chat of Matt and... Oh, what was the other gentleman's name?
Oh, John?
When
or Ryan?
Matt and the other Critical Role guy...
Oh!
no, it was for the Critical Role when they were doing their little match
Matt
for
and,
the...
and Liam. Yeah. And
Liam.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can never remember Liam's
I thought
name.
you were talking about
Sam,
Universus Academy. No, it's not Sam. Nah, it was Liam. No. Yeah.
But Sam's the only other like name that I can grab out of thin air.
Sure.
But when Matt and Liam were doing their game, I actually debuted the Hermit School of Universus in their live chat.
Oh, okay.
And I was helping talk to critters about what the game was and where to find content for that. And that's actually where I made all those videos live and finally got that out there.
Oh, cool.
So I mainly just thought I taught myself how to play this game and I sucked at it. Because I come from a very different card gaming background.
Sure.
And I saw how much I struggled, and I wanted to make sure that other people had more of an ease of access than I did.
No, that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense because not everyone is the same card game history or background as a lot of, like a lot of the old heads or, even like the new Yu-Gi-Oh crowd, like, the Wubs and the Ryans and, that play and Calvin and all that and all, that play group and, and then it's just like you got people who played Pokemon and Magic, and it's just weird because people take different experiences.
Yeah, I was a Yu-Gi-Oh old head.
Ah, you were one of those guys, huh? Sending people into the Shadow Realm,
I was one of those. Yeah, from like before it was even in America, I was learning the card game, and tell you, after 15 years of that, switching to a game like Universus, not easy.
Oh no way! It's the hardest game, period.
I bothered Shane Duckworth so much on Facebook. He knew me by name and face. Yeah, he knew me by name and face before we even met in person. I met him at my first Worlds, and my friend tried to introduce me. He goes, "I know who he is." Like, oh shit!
Like, this guy messages me in the middle of the night. Yeah, Shane's a good dude.
Yeah, I bothered him 3 or 4 times a week, just asking a question of, "Hey, can you clarify how this interaction works for me?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude, sure."
I mean, like, as long as it's like they're cool with it, right? Like.
Yeah.
You don't want to be pinging someone on Discord at 1 a.m. Hey, how do I do this? It's like.
No, and I'm such the person, like, I will not initiate contact with anybody.
Sure.
Because I'm always like that, man. They're gonna be busy. They're gonna think I'm bothering them. So I'm always that person. I will wait for someone to come to me. So
gotcha. Yeah. And we have a really funny history story about us to where, how I met, I knew Cameron online. Like I knew of him in the community, and it was a Worlds. I don't remember what Worlds it was. I think it was like the Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers Worlds. I think that's what it was.
Because it was my second Worlds.
Okay. And
my first Worlds was Bebop Worlds.
Okay, so this man here drives all the way from where he lives. I'm not gonna dox him, but to Vegas to go to Worlds, and puts in the Facebook group, "Hey man, I forgot my stuff at home. It's not feasible to get it. Can I borrow a deck? So
I was halfway to Vegas when I
yeah.
realized I had left all of my stuff at home.
Mm-hmm. And then it's like, sure. So I hand him this Akuma 2 deck.
Having
Yeah.
never having never played the character before.
Yeah, and the man
That was my first time actually playing Akuma 2.
and the man almost top cuts. Yeah, which is really funny. Which is really really funny. It's just funny how little things like that, And then like we lost touch a bit, and then like we met back up during the MHA revive and all that. When we all came back together for that, so it's like getting the band back together.
Oh yeah,
How
I love telling that story. That's my main story. I tell about how great the community is.
Agreed. How has the game been? Like, do you? It's two separate games completely. Like, Universal Fighting System and Universus are two drastically different games. They just are. Like,
Yeah.
at their core they're the same, but like the way everything interacts is completely different. What's your take on new VS compared to old VS? Like, what's your hot takes on that?
I have a lot more content to make with new VS than I do with UFS. Because
Yeah.
if it was just UFS where the most complicated things were reversal and multiple, sure, that takes a while, but I can
Yeah.
get it. But now that it seems they're adding new things almost every set, they're keeping me busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Do you like that they add a new mechanic almost every set? I'm.
No, I'll be honest, no.
I don't like it either.
Let's calm it down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be as mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to Brett about this. I would not be as mad if we hadn't had 2 months of Bill Stark talking about mental load.
Oh. Yeah.
And how we need to simplify things.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything from Attack on Titan to Infinity and Beyond seems to be adding more and more to my mental load. I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, sure.
Yeah. It's almost.
I don't think I would have been as mad if they hadn't done that.
Like, I agree. Like, I don't know if like the article was needed. It's just like the game's always been a high mental load style game. It's always been hard to play the game. It's just hard. It's the hardest game out there. And them saying that we're going to simplify the game and then we're going to have a new mechanic every set and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely. But it's just bad. It's just don't lie. I guess I'm not trying to pile on or on. I've seen the Bill Stark horse kick too many times, and I try not to do that. It's just I don't like that stuff.
Oh,
It's just whatever, man. It's just be honest with us.
Like I
Just
said,
tell us something new
the only
every
thing
set.
that grinds my gears is we had all of those articles,
Mhm.
and then you're gonna throw all this extra stuff. It just felt like it was a bit counterintuitive.
Mhm.
Like I don't mind if you throw new stuff at me; it gives me content to make.
Yeah.
But don't say one thing and do the other. I hate that.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like I know Jason chat like memes on it and stuff like that, but it's just like don't lie about making things easier by just like their way of making it easier was actually just bloating a set with blank cards. And I'm just
now
like,
having
what?
to explain what Blitz is.
Yeah, well, Blitz is fine. I don't mind Blitz. Blitz is just first enhanced
but
codified.
for newer
Yeah,
players, it's a
fine.
little.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just first enhanced codified now. Kind of like how commit a foundation for cost is kind of drive. So in a way. So it's just it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Oh, he was legitimately irate about the nouns and verbs article. That one was insulting. It was. That one was fully insulting.
Or vanilla and explaining vanilla and
French vanilla. Hey, man, I love my cappuccino. Always French vanilla over vanilla. Okay, so
Yeah.
don't. Yeah,
But you didn't need to sound so posh about it.
I know. Pinky up, man. We're playing cards. Pinky up. It's just, I don't know. Like I try to stay away from the dog pile and
I
all
actually
that.
had someone make fun of me for something like that. Apparently, when I eat, I would. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
You do the pinky? Oh man, you were.
I did it
posh.
unintentionally because
Yeah.
I was cutting up some chicken, and I just went to go like that, and I guess I had my pinky up, and my friend's like, "What the hell's the matter with you?" I'm like, "I didn't even notice."
Yeah,
I'm
it
sorry.
happens. It happens. Like, I'm not
proper.
I'm not. I don't know, and I think like touting AOT. I don't know. I don't want to turn this into shit on you Universus Games hour, but
No.
Like-
But we can offer.
yeah, constructive criticism. Yeah.
constructive criticism with our personal feedback.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
We're not hating on
Oh,
them,
I
but
know,
we're saying,
I
hey,
know, I know.
we see some
Yeah.
things that could have been done differently.
Touting AOT is like the second coming of the as of like the next big thing for us. I think that made it. I think their bar was set a little too high because
Yeah.
if it was the anime, maybe, right? Like, but it was the manga and whatever. But I don't know. Like, I just think it was just because the whole confluence of the Bill Stark articles, they're forcing all these new changes. Attuned is being added in, and they're touting this as the new way the game is going to be. People really didn't like it very much, and that's what got the negative response from the community about it, was that, right?
Yeah, I think AOT 1 was kind of just this perfect storm of all these things happening and clashing at once, and they're like, well, we're a little too in deep to change it now, so we're just gonna have to ride out the storm.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And it seems like we saw some images from Ninja Turtles over the weekend because it was on their licensing page that we're still sticking with Attuned. The starter deck has two symbols, so we don't know if the characters are going to have two symbols, but usually the starter deck matches what the set is going to have because the AOT had two symbols. Critical Role had three symbols, so I'm going to assume that Ninja Turtle characters have two symbols, and Critical Role was a one-off because it was designed before Attuned came out. I'm going to assume, so, you know.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I saw some people complaining that the starter deck character only has 22 health.
That one's...
Like,
yeah, no, I don't like that either.
It's for babbies. It's baby's first UVS. Come on.
Yeah, but
let them have their little... Let them crawl before they can walk.
But, like, my thing is this, is that they've advertised that Ninja Turtle starter as something that vets are going to want because there's exclusive cards in it. There's 5 exclusive cards.
Yeah, 5 exclusive cards.
And does that include the character? Because I hope not, because I'm not playing a 622. If it was a 630, maybe? Like the Critical Role Percy deck. Like, he's a 622. If he was a 722, that character would be played. Because he removes one card for +1 or -1 speed, but I don't know, whatever. But it's just annoying. It just is.
I can't say anything about that because as Brett will point out on Discord at the drop of a hat, I've actually won a tournament with the starter deck bow, which I did just as an experiment to see if I could make her viable, local viable, like not tournament viable.
Yeah.
But hey, let me see if I can win one game, and I ended up going undefeated at my locals with her. And now he'll say that anytime someone talks bad about, like, oh, I wish that they had more health on these characters for the starters, he's like, well, actually, UVS Hermit. I'm like, you're bragging about that more than I am, man.
Yeah, and sure, if you don't want your starter,
I mean, it's fine for what it is. I think I don't like the fact that I don't like that there's 5 exclusive cards to the deck. I get that that'll help sell it to like vets, but I loved that the Critical Role ones were all just stuff in the set, so I didn't have to. I could pick them up for the characters, for my collection, and that's all I have to worry about.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm glad they're going to have some sort of value because I'm tired of having starter decks that are made out of the set. Because why am I, like, sure, I buy it because I collect it, but, like, you're losing money by not having your vets buy it, right? Like, that was the thing. People always picked up the starters because the characters were starter exclusive. And when the characters are starter exclusive are 622s and they're basically unplayable in a competitive format, like we've had starter deck characters win worlds in the past, right? Like Felicia,
Spike 1.
Spike 2 won worlds. Spike 1 never won worlds. It was Spike 2. Spike 1 won. Spike 1 won PTCs. He never won worlds.
Right, PTCs. Okay.
But like, Felicia has one start. She was the last starter deck character to win a world. But after that, the starter deck characters were not very good, other than maybe like Bakugo, and Midoriya was okay. And like, they gotta stop making them for newer. Like, I don't know. Like, you want to sell your product, right? Like, sell your product to people.
Yeah, there's definitely a balancing act. You don't want to make them too good so that all of your vets pick them all up before the new players can get them, but you also want to make them newer player friendly enough where they're not daunting.
Yeah, Scorpion. Sorry, I refrained. Scorpion is really good, but he never won Worlds. Never won a
No.
Worlds though. But yes, like yeah, all of them are all good characters. Correct. Yes, but they've never like Overhaul. Oh, sorry, Overhaul was the last one to win something. So because he won a nationals, that's because George is crazy. And what's his face? Oh boy. I forget who he fought in finals. Miss.
Was that the Shoto? The
Yeah,
100
yeah.
card Shoto deck?
Carson. Yeah, it was Carson misplaying because he didn't understand how Festival Stadium worked because when it deals damage, Aerie would have brought him down to 1, and he would have been, I'm at 1, and then he goes Festival Stadium, pings you for that last damage, and I win. But yeah, anywho, yes. But like as of late, I should say, like the since I would say Overhaul, Mirio, Toga, Chaco, like I want starter decks like that, right? Like I want those. I want. Sure, they're exclusive cards, right? Which is fine. You buy 2, they're $13 a piece. That's fine.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, like when we get into the Challenger Series stuff where it's like $35, $40 or what, like $35 for one, $30 for one, then that's when I have an issue. It's just like, just sell me a version that doesn't have the collector booster pack because I don't care about it, right? So, like,
I completely agree.
again, that's just me being on my old man soapbox. So.
Hey, I got mortgage to pay, so I don't need the
Yeah.
collector booster unless I'm getting that $500 card.
Yeah.
But by the time I pull one, they're no longer $500.
It happens. Yes. Speaking of collector's boosters, I was paying attention to the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy set that just dropped, like this, and it's sold out like everywhere. Like my shop didn't have any after its pre-release, and I was like, man, I wanted to buy some just to rip open pack. I did. They had 5 packs left, and I bought them, and I was like, cool, man, I'm gonna rip. I don't know anything about Magic. I've played it like 3 times, but I'm just a Final Fantasy head, so you know. I just want to collect the cards, but not all of them, just only certain ones. Final Fantasy 14 is the best. But yeah. Anywho.
Yeah. Apparently one of my locals, they at their pre-release pulled like the black chocobo that's like $2,000 or whatever.
Oh, it's in Japanese only. Yeah. That one's.
I was like, that's neat.
Uh-huh.
And then a friend of mine dropped like $900 on a whole bunch of Final Fantasy. I'm like, you don't even play Magic. What are you doing?
That's. And the thing that bugged me, which what I like about our game, is that no one overcharged. Like, you don't get charged $400, for a booster box or whatever. Because I was hearing their booster boxes were being marked up 200% because it's Final Fantasy and everyone wanted it, so they're gonna try to make all. Which I don't hate on stores trying to make a profit. That's fine. That's part of the job. We pay people for cards.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's just like, man, just gouging people left and right sucks,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So we're about half hour in. So this is about the time where I think we start Take 10. So
Okay.
let me get my questions ready and we'll get started. So, all right.